Hello, thank you for having me here. Before talking about our project, which is a silver project, I would like to start with an overview about the silver market. As you know, silver as well as gold is a saving commodity, with the difference that silver has a tremendous industrial use. More than half of its annual demand worldwide is used for industrial purpose because of its physical strength, brilliance, malleability, and conductivity. For example, silver is used on glass coating, medicine, water purification, all kinds of chips and semiconductors, nuclear reactors, photography, solar energy, batteries, just thinking the future of clean energy and electrical vehicles, and many other industries. This means that global economic growth affects silver prices more than it does on gold. In the case of gold, only 10 or 15% of its annual demand worldwide comes from industrial uses. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to invest in the Castrovirreyna project. On the other hand, as a result of the pandemic, many countries have been printing lots of money, and that is causing them into inflation. For example, US inflation is almost 8% without counting of the housing, energy, and fuel price increase, which may reflect an inflation of around 15%. As you know, inflation always leads into safe haven assets such as gold or silver. Also, the current situation between Russia and Ukraine leads into safe haven assets, as well as the raising rates from the Fed and the uncertainty of the markets. This and other factors make silver very bullish right now, and it's already started rallying. So at this point, it was the perfect timing for us to invest in a silver mine, not only because its mineral potential. Well, about Silver Mountain Resources, it's a company that owns the Castrovirreyna Silver Project in the Castrovirreyna district. This is at the Huancavelica region, which is a region with a long history in mining in Peru. As well, Peru is the second largest producer of silver in the world. The Castrovirreyna project is host to the Dorita and Reliquias property, which are properties highly underexplored. This project is an old closed mine that includes a process plant with a capacity of 2,000 tons per day and also includes a 2-year operating tailing dam. We recently bought it. After research, we found resources for about 89 million ounces of silver. The good thing about this is that the permits for a mine in suspension are much easier to obtain than those needed for a new mine. And once we get the permits, fast refurbishing of the existing plant will allow us to start production in 2023 while we continue explorations, which will let us have a stream of income to continue investing on increasing the mineral reserve. When you evaluate a project, you need to focus not only on the resources discovered, as the 95% or more of the exploration companies people invest in will never become a mine. You need to look for companies that have a high potential to become a producing asset. And there are 6 basic criteria to analyze this. The first one is the grade or margin, which is how much mineral you have. In this case, we have about 14 grams of silver per ton, which means it's a high grade project. In second place, the potential of large scale, which means if there is enough mineral for a potential producer to want to come and produce that mine in the future. As I said, we have found resources for 89 million ounces of silver, and we will continue exploring to increase them. In third place, you now have to analyze if there's available infrastructure such, such as energy, roads, water, and if there's any other existing mines around there. In our case, we have all of that because this was a closed mine, so that will save us a lot of money. In fourth place, you have to analyze the issuance of permits. You might have all the items mentioned before, but if you don't have the permits, you will never have a mine. In our case, the permits to reopen a mine are much easier than those needed for a new mine. And also, Huancavelica is a jurisdiction with a large history of mining. In fifth place, you need a solid geological team with a proven track on commercial discoveries and that knows the difference between economic viability and just finding mineral. Our geological team is led by our Vice President of Exploration, Thorsten Dane, who has been involved in several discoveries. Finally, you have to analyze, you have to evaluate if the team has a good understanding of capital markets, how to raise money at the right way with the right shareholders at the right time. All this is needed to make good decisions, and our team is made by people who were involved in the raising capital of the Canadian Osisco company, who now has an operating mine. The opportunity here is to, in comparison with other projects or penny stocks, is that we have covered all these criteria. After buying the project, we became a public trade company last February. The initial goal was to raise 15 million Canadian dollars, and we raised 25 million. So right now, this is a company with market cap of about 85 million Canadian dollars. We have $35 million in cash to execute our 2-year plan for the project and begin mining. Our production should start at the end of 2023, and we will go from 600 tons per day up to 2,000 tons per day, which give us a very healthy balance sheet. This is all the information I can give you right now. If you want to know more about the project, we can arrange another meeting. Thank you for your time, and hope you see you then.